Hi, my name is Keena Baker, and I am a student of psychology here at Kaplan University. I will be giving you a speech about John B. Watson. The purpose of the speech is to inform people of his work. Not many people are familiar with his name, and so therefore I want to make his name a common name in that field. He was a brilliant man of his time. He was an absolute genius. He is known as the father of behaviorism. He's worked his way through Johns Hopkins University, where he went to Furman University at the age of 16. The man has done so much with his life, it's amazing. He was born in Greensville, South Carolina. His father and him did not get along too well. He has a lot of resentment towards his father. He was not, there was no love between them. And then his mother was a devout religious woman. She was all of the holy God world and all that. So for him to be so involved in science was absolutely amazing, that he found that passion in science and psychology. He was then again, after he graduated at Furman University, he went to be a principal at a small little private school for about a year, nothing important, but he felt like there was something still missing from his life. He felt like there was more he needed to do. So he went to University of Chicago in 1900, where he studied philosophy under Dewey, Moore, and Tuff, and Ames, other famous scientists that are philosophers that helped build Watson to the man that he became. He worked with an experimental psychology professor named Unwell, and Unwell was him and Watson. They got along, but they kind of bumped heads a lot, because Watson saw something that Unwell didn't, and Watson decided to venture out more from Unwell and do his own experimentation. And this is where he eventually did the little baby Albert experiment. What he did is he took an 8-month-old child, placed the child in a room with white rabbits, white rats, clowns, and some other familiar things that some people are afraid of. But he conditioned this child to be afraid of these items, these animate objects. The baby became afraid of the rats when they entered the room, the rabbits, clowns. So his whole theory was that we can condition ourselves, we can modify ourselves to become afraid. We can modify ourselves to feel love. And that our parents have a lot of control over how we deal with life in itself. That because our parents don't like peas, therefore we don't like peas. Or if our parents don't like chicken, we don't like chicken. But the great thing about it is you can break away from this model. You can develop your own assumptions. You can develop your own fears, your own likings, your own dislikings. So he proved this to be true with the little baby experiment, and with experiments with other infants of fear and love and touching, and how that brings out the sensation, and how certain things frighten children because we condition them to be scared of this. Because of his work, many authors, many psychiatrists and psychologists and scientists evolved. Everybody's familiar with the name B.F. Skinner. I mean, who hasn't heard of B.F. Skinner? He is the rat man. Pavlok. Pavlok did the dogs with the whole dinging of the bell when they salivate when the food was coming. And that how every time he dinged the bell, they would begin to salivate because that placed food in front of the dogs. B.F. Skinner did the rats, conditioning the rats that if they keep touching this buzzard, they're going to get shot. Even though there's food on the other side, they had to find another way. So, or when they pressed this buzzard, the food dropped. So it was all about conditioning, but they learned all this, they got all this information because of Watson, because of what he put into this world of psychology. He was afraid to come out with his speech about behaviorism, because this was something that, not many psychiatrists or psychologists dealt with, because they dealt with the whole hard facts, black and white, things that could be proven, things that had a purpose. You could go back to your childhood. Freud was one who believed in the psychosexual behavior of children. You could prove it by watching children develop different stages with the oral, the anal, and all that. So it was easy to prove his theories. Well, with Watson, it was kind of hard, but when he finally finished the experiment with little baby Albert, he had a little bit more confidence in himself because he had something to back up his work. So that's why he finally, in 1913, brought his speech to, which was become known as one of the most famous speeches of psychology world today. Like I said, he's an amazing man, and without him, some of our psychologists wouldn't be where they are today. Super Nanny, Nanny 911. I mean, Dr. Phil. They all use his work. They use his behavior modification, reconditioning, reoperation of only child, adults, and things like that. So he was an awesome and brilliant psychiatrist. Thank you.